Assalamualaikum, Uncle, and welcome to Uncle Talks. Today, I have a questions to Uncle that, with all your international experience in business, how do you define sales and marketing for any product? Please, Uncle.
Well, thank you, Faruqi. Thank you, there, Faruqi. Nice to meet you, like always. And I would prefer to speak in English because I would like this video for the world to be an asset, the information and the little knowledge what I acquired in my experience throughout my life in business. I would say here there are a few very important tips. What sales and marketing for any product could be, and how can you develop it as a project to get the solid results out of it. Let's say marketing a product. First of all, you have to create the need for that product. Now, you have to define it, point one, in a very simple way. It's a necessary product or it's a luxury product. Outrightly, you make two divisions. Is it necessary for daily life, or it's a luxury you want to give it to yourself and improve your status in the society as to be called somebody who is cultured and who is well off? Okay, there are products like that. Necessary products could be food, clothing, shoes, construction, and so many examples. You keep going. But in luxury products, things like acquiring a showpiece for your office, for your home, buying art, investing in art, developing aesthetic sense, how to decorate your house or office or your hotel or your corporate office with that product, which is not the necessity of the time or not the daily affair need. But eventually it becomes your need because you believe you're hungry for your status. You want to project yourself that you are a cultured, educated man for international world, for your own society, and you want to make a prestigious career of your company, your family, your business, that you are the people who are educated and belong to some first class level in the life of, in this compatible life. Okay, now I would give you a few tips. What really marketing is, how you advertise, how you speak about the product, what should be the body language of the guy who is projecting the marketing speech or delivering a seminar about marketing. How his body language, how he looks, how he's dressed up, and what kind of product, the product knowledge, the price of the product, which area you are dealing, which segment of the market you are going to grow. All this little information you should already have in your box, means you are full of knowledge about the product you are going to market, or you are going to shoot, or you are going to launch. You are going to launch that scheme to market. Same can happen with the sales. For example, you want to sell something. Being a salesperson, what you have to define at the first place, you have to believe that you are going to sell this product. Whatever the necessity or the demand or the supply of that product is. But once you go to sell that product, you should be sure you are going to definitely sell it. How can you do that? You should be confident enough. You should be very, very, very positive. You should not let any negative to start with your day. For example, you are 3 or 4 people and going to go for a tour of marketing the product and then eventually selling it. And that group sit down in a cafe and you are on a breakfast table. because your supervisor is right with you and he wants to motivate you and give you some tips for the day. And all of a sudden there is a guy, within the group of 3 or 4 who are doing the breakfast. And he says, sir, if we don't sell it and if we could not convince the client for the product, or we are not prepared yet how to cover this area where you are sending us, then don't make that person the part of your team, because his negative can influence the others as well, because they are all beginners. And you have to develop, first of all, their mindset, the psychology, how important it is to have a strong mindset. And he should be a firm believer, first of all, in himself, and then with his team, and especially the knowledge he's acquiring as mentor from his own supervisor, from his own company. He should be sure enough that whatever information he's getting, he's going to apply it and get the practical result at the end of the day. They should have a sample of product in their hand. If they have a shop, then you should have the information about your showroom. You should know what is available, what is not available, what can be offered today, this morning, and what cannot be, and how far you can hold the client in a couple of short meetings to let the client in your control, and you are not still going to giving the client the opportunity to get away with his thinking or with his decision. Because if he has asked you many questions about the product, half sale is already done, because his inquiry tells you how far he could be interested. Now your job is how to sell. Have the product sample in your hand, have the knowledge, have the brochure, have the information, have the pamphlets, have a book, and have some tips, everyday's tip in the short meeting what the supervisor has done on the breakfast table. Now you are ready to sell the product. For example, I give you an example. You want to sell something which is luxurious. In my case, I have been selling mostly not the product of very much basic necessities. I have been selling luxury items. Let's say art, antiques, some very fine books. It's a luxury these days because everything is on internet. So people try to study even precious and very valuable books on the net. But they even don't read on the net. It's just escape to let you know that we are not buying at the moment what you are offering. But you should be smart enough how to close the client. Here are a few tips, because it's just almost the introduction what I'm trying to give you on marketing and sales. These lectures will continue constantly, but here are a few tips. For example, you should be always ready, and your mind should be so ready to rebuttal with the client. For example, the client says, I like the product, but I did not like the price. Your answer should be immediately, we can do something for the price, sir. That's the right rebuttal. Number 2, he says, but let me discuss it with my colleagues or with my partner or with my wife. The answer, because if you say, okay, take your time, you are a bad salesman. You have given the space to the client to get away with his thinking, with his thoughts, and with his ability to not compromise with you for that particular sales which you were eventually going to do with him in that particular meeting. So your rebuttal is, sir, buy it. You are the partner of this company. Do you have to ask for a $200 product to your associate and get it approved by the board? Sir, I doubt it. It's your decision. You can make it, and make it a surprise. Put it in the emergency funds of the company. You need this product. You don't have to discuss so much in your meetings to buy a $200 product. That's second tip. Now third, he still says, and he rebuttals you, and he tells you, no, but I still have to see if funds are available. So what you can do, leave the product with the client. Do not come back with all your baggage, with your product, with your information back to your company, because you cut him off. Leave the product in physical condition. Tell him, sir, have this, If it's a painting, hang it on the wall. If it's something which is not a painting, have it on that side of your office. Enjoy it for a few days. I'll give you the call, sir. He rebels, no, I don't want to take the responsibility. Your answer is, the risk is mine, sir. You haven't paid me nothing yet, but the risk is mine. I'm leaving it with good faith, this product in your office. And you can call me or I can call you and we will take it from there. So these 3-4 examples I gave you, eventually you receive his call or you call him. Finally he says, I like that and it's looking good and you may be right. So you see, the first 2, 3, 4 steps, you took it just right and you are about to close the sales because you did not leave the client the space which you were not supposed to give as a good salesman. So these are the properties and qualities of the good salesman. And eventually he will say, okay, would you give us some discount? Yes, your answer is yes, because now the closing is starting. You should not negate the client when he is positively moving towards the decision which will close your sale. Yes, how can we pay? Online, sir, account transfer, I can come to your office, you can pay me in cash, you can pay me with credit card, you can pay me with your personal check. We take everything, sir, which is related with money. We want to facilitate it. What type of payment would you like? Okay, come to my office. And you, congratulations, sir, you close this sale. This is just the introduction. I'll make several videos on this and this will continue. Thank you very much. Pakistan Zindabad. And so is for the friends from all over the world. These are just the tips. Thank you.